This is Heart Rhythm TV, day number 3 of HRS 2021 from Boston. I'm with my wonderful colleagues here, and it's been an exciting scientific day. Let me start with Julie. What was your day like today?
Great, thank you so much. So I wanted to highlight some of the allied professional programs that I saw, starting off with one of the topics for themes for the week, science. I went to see several allied professional abstracts, and a lot of them were process-oriented, things that were born from the pandemic and help to improve processes. Pharmacist-run sotalol loading, which showed a cost benefit and safety of doing outpatient sotalol loading. There was also a same-day discharge after AFib ablation run by physician assistants, and that was actually the high-scoring abstract done by Lauren Rousseau out of the Brigham today. And then there was also an EMR-guided way to identify CIED infections. So being able to pop up positive blood cultures and assign them to patients that had devices. So these were all allied-driven process improvement. So great science. And then there was also a very good presentation on advanced practice providers. So going with the concept of team, how allied professionals play an important part of the team, right? And as Dr. Yancey was saying yesterday morning, that we're a group, we're a team. We all work together to provide the best outcomes for our patients. So, looking not only at allied advanced practice, but RNs, techs, technologists, pharmacists, genetic counselors. We all are a team, and really for our patients to get the best outcome for them.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, team is such an important part of patient care
right.
and healthcare delivery. And
And one of the really cool things is that Kristen Babb, who I will be working with in Arizona, who's one of the PAs and APPs, texted me and said, "Can I meet you here today?" So the funny thing is, I brought her here to meet me, and then I forced her on the Heart Rhythm TV booth here. So we actually interviewed her.
Great.
And I think she's going to be an emerging APP leader. So she said this has been amazing. It was her first, APP, attended session. And she actually had a poster for her first. So.
Well, it's
great
interesting.
APP representation, I think, this year.
And with determination, so many people the allies that I spoke with, want to do the try to get to be a fellow of the Heart Rhythm Society, want to take the IBRI exam. So really great energy. A lot of newcomers as well. So
absolutely.
Eliany?
Yeah, well, we had a great day starting from the plenary session. We started with Najid Cox, that is actually a spacecraft engineer, and she had an amazing story and a great human being, very energetic. And just to relate her stories about how she developed those missions, space missions, and the determination that it takes, the science, and how she has done it, and a lot of interconnections that we have with the EP field. So it was incredible. And talking to her, you guys gonna see a little bit later what we actually discussed. Amazing. She stayed here for the whole conference, asking questions about telehealth, about digital health, and how that interconnect with what they do and what we do here. So that was really cool to see a great and smart human being. And then later we have the late breaking trials, and I getting more and more data, the LOT CRT. Every day we are learning more about the left bundle pacing area and the benefits. Actually, the most impressive was that you can actually narrow the QRS significantly in these patients, even though the non-responders actually you added that left bundle branch patient area, and that can translate. Let's wait for more data in the future to see that can actually translate.
Left bundle area with an LB
with
lead,
the LB lead,
really
correct.
Optimizing it. And
Correct.
I think Marek Jastrzębski in Poland and in Krakow has just done some outstanding work, and that's also the global nature of academic AP, which is great that we're learning a lot from Poland.
And international collaboration.
That's
again,
right.
one more time, like you did. So again, one more time. So that highlights and put more power to the data.
Yeah, absolutely. I was super excited about that study because they had a significant number of super responders, which I found was really great and very promising. So we'll see, like you said, more data. I was excited about East AFNet, POR, because I think a lot of us were waiting for that trial to come out, and it was a nice simultaneous publication with CERC, so I recommend everyone go download that tonight and put it in your iPhone to read on the plane going home. But they found that they had a really significant decrease in their composite endpoint doing early catheter ablation in heart failure patients. So that's another promising study that leads us to perhaps intervene earlier in more populations for atrial fibrillation.
And the patient population, were they like less than 1 year? What was the enrollment?
Yeah.
How early? I think 1 year.
Yeah, I think it was pretty early.
Yeah, that's
consistent.
what I thought. Yeah. Very, very good results. And could we take on the fellows' perspective? Let's see.
Yeah, so one of the late breakers I saw was the economic impact of Cabana. Sorry, Cabana. They measured the quality of life and did some economic calculations, but dollar amounts with it, and found that one of the criticisms of Cabana had been, does this make sense economically? Should we be doing this? We know patients feel better. And it was kind of a resounding yes. And it was interesting to see a trial with kind of that flavor to it. Not so much clinical, but real-world practicality. Does this make sense for us? That was a really neat one, I thought.
The other late breakers were there was definitely a ganglia AF, so that's nice to talk about autonomous AF, and then the other ones we don't need to go into deep summary, but DJ Lacqueretti presented, that's a treatment for IST, which was this hybrid thoracoscopic approach, and IST, as you know, is the bane of everyone's existence, but mostly the patients, and nobody likes to take care of that condition, but that's a frustrating one for all that are involved, and I think that they had a very high success rate. It wasn't randomized of being able to restore normal sinus rhythm.
Yeah, the other one we didn't talk about is the progestin in long QT. The women who are on oral contraceptives with progestin have threefold increased risk of having cardiovascular events, and that is mitigated by the beta blockers. And that effect of threefold mortality is more pronounced in long QT too.
And that's really important. It's funny, when I started EP research, my first project was measuring QT intervals in women for hormone replacement therapy, because we don't still fully understand why women have longer QTs than men, and men and women are not different, are not the same. And the QT explanation is still kind of unresolved. And Alan Kadish and Goldberger were doing a lot of research at Northwestern, which is how I got my whole start in EP. So that was kind of fun for me to see a lot of this.
All right. And anything else, Rod, for today?
Well, I was able to grab Bill Stevenson and get some of his reflections today, and he was really excited about Pulse Field, just going to the specific sessions and saying that he feels very optimistic about it. And again, it's great to hear from these walking monuments in EP like Bill Stevenson and see what excites you about this, because you have to be excited about something every time you come to Heart Rhythm, scientific sessions. But I think it's been a great time, and I want to thank all of you for being such a great Heart Rhythm team. This is our first time really together and really forming this Heart Rhythm staff, this TV staff, and I want to thank all of our staff here that you can't see behind the camera, which work harder than us after this is all done. But we're going to sign off from Boston on day 3, Heart Rhythm 21. This has been an amazing, amazing experience to just be with humans again and to be with each other, talking about team, talking about diversity, which we completely embody. We absolutely love it. And we will see you in a mere 9 months in San Francisco for Heart Rhythm 2022. Signing off to you from Boston, we are
Heart Rhythm TV.